Hi, I'm B from Next Mechanics, and in today's Cybertronian Saturday, we're taking a look at Transformers EarthSpark, Deluxe Class Megatron. At the time of recording, EarthSpark is the current Transformers cartoon that's going out. We're currently just halfway through Season 1 now, and it's bloody brilliant. They decided to play the wholesome card. You got shows like Siege that are all violent and gory and This show has a smaller cast of characters and makes you care about them. Case in point, Megatron. They've adapted his transition to an Autobot arc from IDW, and they've done it really well. They haven't just done what I was expecting, which was, oh hey guys, I'm a good guy now, let's forget about all the bad stuff I did. Instead, they're going, hey, I feel guilty about the stuff I've done. I want to atone for that, right? Let me remind you, this is for like 8-year-olds or so? It doesn't feel like it. So we know I love the show, but what about the toys? Starting off in robot mode, EarthSpark Megatron has a wicked design. Despite being a stylized new version of Megatron with a completely new alt mode, which we'll get to later, he manages to keep all of the iconic aspects that Megatron has. Those black boots, the silver gunmetal grey, the highlights of red. They even managed to adapt his old bucket head to look slightly more stylized. He's got almost that classic superhero proportions, which I feel is fitting with this version. And he has his fusion cannon, proudly mounted on his right arm as per usual. As far as the aesthetic goes, I really like it. Cyberverse's G1-y restylized look kinda worked, but they're all based off the Evergreens, which meant they were kinda bland. EarthSpark has given them the freedom to go as far as they want or as little as they want. They've still got that base Evergreen and then tweaked it. It almost feels like a blend between the original IDW comics and the G1 cartoon. And to be honest, that works really well. It's something recognizable, but also being fresh. Him being a deluxe class figure, he's supposed to have about on-par articulation with, the legacy figures. And for the most part, he does. He's got a ball-jointed head, making him very expressive. Ball-jointed shoulders, although they're mounted in the weird hot rod trigger-happy way, so it's a little bit awkward. Ball-jointed elbows, nothing at the wrists, nothing at the waist. Ball-jointed hips, a double mushroom peg for his thigh rotation, pinned over 90-degree knee bend thanks to transformation, a very minimal ankle rocker, and also some downward toe action, again for transformation. So as you can see, he can still get into really dynamic poses. He's not really missing a lot other than the wrists and elbows, and to be honest, there's a lot of Chug figures that have that as well. My only real gripe with this figure is the giant hollow legs, but that's because of transformation. Speaking of, let's get him transformed, shall we? Transformation is fun, simple, and intuitive. To start off with, we slide the entire torso upwards, then we slam the shoulder pads together, connect the arms to the body, forming the wings, make sure those hip skirts are connected too, then slam the legs around, connecting them at the middle, and split his fusion cannon in half to form extra parts of the propellers. And in the end, we have a brilliant alt mode. I must admit, transformation isn't always as easy as I just shown. Quite often his hip skirts or his propellers or heck the entire wing likes to pop off, and his fusion cannon is extremely tight once plugged in. But once you've gotten past this, you have a really cool and really fun alt mode. Optimus, for some reason, always ends up being either a box cab truck or a long-nosed truck. But Megatron, on the other hand, always gets something wacky. He either has been a gun, or a tank, or a jet, and this time, he's now a double-propellered military aircraft. And what a fun and unique alt mode this is. Again, vaguely inspired off of his appearance in IDW Comics, he's this sort of stealth bomber. The silhouette is absolutely brilliant, and unless you look at the hands sticking out the sides, you can't really see much of the robot kibble. He manages to integrate it really nicely. His propellers do spin quite freely, and all of the paintwork is done especially nicely. That bright blue cockpit front and center, the metallic silver, more highlights of that red creeping through, and the color matching of the dark brown is pretty close. So here's the question. He's a deluxe, priced at the same price point as a regular Legacy Deluxe or Studio Series. So is he worth the price? Me personally, I would say yes. I've ended up managing to get all of the EarthSpark Wave 1 Deluxes, and each of them brings something fun and unique to the table, Megatron especially. But their actual build quality isn't necessarily what you might expect from a Deluxe. For instance, the piece count, something that makes up the majority of the cost, is simplified here. Sure, it's enough to get the job done, but there's no wrist rotation, there's no need for it to not move because of transformation. The paint, while there, is minimal, and the plastic, while good, does feel slightly cheaper than Legacy. If you're able to look past that like me, then you're gonna have a wonderful time. These figures are small, fun, and they represent the characters from the show extremely well. At some point, I'm gonna have to talk about Twitch and Bumblebee because I just think they're so well done. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed me rambling about my favorite new Megatron. If you want to see all the other Transformers I've got lurking in the background, make sure to check out my collection tour I did last week. And if you enjoy what you've seen, then please feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Farewell!